morning everyone, this is Craig.
And Mel.
And we're with Lovindisworld. And today we are live at Epcot for the 2020 Food and Wine Festival. Now a lot of things have changed this year. There's a lot less booths, a lot less people due to COVID, and a lot more masks. It's a beautiful day here at Epcot. It's hot, it's sunny. We can't wait to try all the food and show you all the offerings, and as well as not only the food, but hopefully we can show you some of the merchandise from the Flower and Garden Festival, which is still sporadically spread out throughout World Showcase. So come along for the ride and let's enjoy some great food. So for reference, park just opened, I'd say maybe 10-15 minutes ago, and if you look behind me here at the Mexico Pavilion, where there's normally a lot of people, there is nobody really behind me. And as I make my way towards Norway, I can tell you that the Frozen ride, which is a very popular ride, barely has any wait. It's unbelievable to see the parks this empty. All right, so for time reference, it's about 11:40 in the morning, so the park's been open for about 40 minutes. And as you can see, as we're strolling by Norway, headed into China, there is just nobody here yet. It's kind of unreal to see crowds at this level. All right, so the first place we're going to stop here is China, and we're going to try the Mongolian beef baoban. Alright, so there's the Mongolian beef baoban. I'm not quite sure it's what we expected, but I really didn't know what to expect, so let's give it a try and find out. Okay, so we had a first casualty here. We have a broken baoban, but Mel's gonna give it a try and see what she thinks.
That meat is seasoned really well. It's very tasty and very tender. I would eat around the onions, but I think overall it's very tasty, and Craig, you should definitely try this out.
All right, well, it's my turn to give this a try. You know, I agree 100% with what Mel had to say. The bread is very light, very soft, very fluffy. Really easy to eat. The meat's seasoned perfectly. I know Mel's not a big fan of onions, so she kind of removed those from her piece. I like the onion taste, so I put the onions on mine. It's absolutely delicious, and I would highly recommend this. So after the China booth is a new booth called the Alps. However, it doesn't look like the Alps is currently open. We were at Epcot a couple days ago, and this booth was in fact open. I know that they were saying that they were going to be opening more booths as the festival went on, to more in line with the normal opening time of the festival. But here is the Alps booth. Sorry, it is currently closed. Once again, just blown away by the crowds. There's just nobody here. All right, after the Alps, the next one here is Africa. Whew, decisions. Should I try the skewered shrimp? So here is the skewered shrimp from the Africa booth. I'm not a huge fan of spice. This looks incredibly spicy. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully Mel has the fire department on standby in case my mouth goes into flames. Not only does this look hot, it actually smells hot. Slightly nervous, but we'll see what happens. It's a little warm. It's got some kick to it. The shrimp are good. I don't know if I like the sauce that it's in. It's a little, tastes almost like a chili paste. Not my favorite thing here at the festival. If you like heat, you'll probably like this. If you don't like heat, you're gonna hate it.
Okay, I'm gonna try the shrimp. I really don't like spicy food, and by the face that you made, I'm a little nervous.
Good luck.
You know, I don't mind it.
Really?
I don't think it's that spicy. It's not my favorite flavor, but I don't think it's as spicy as what you said. Do I think I'm gonna eat all those? No, but it was worth a try so you guys get a chance to see what it's like, but it's not too bad. So as a recap, we just tried the shrimp at the Africa Food Pavilion.
Yes.
And if you like spicy food, you definitely will like it. The couscous didn't have too much flavor for me. I think the shrimp was okay, but it wasn't my favorite flavoring that was on it.
And I know she mentioned that she didn't think it was hot. My tongue is completely lost feeling at this point, so I think it was really hot. So that's going to be a hard pass for me going forward.
I will say my lips are tingling a little bit.
So as we mentioned earlier, this is kind of a hybrid food and wine festival this time. Not only do they have the food and wine merchandise, but they also have leftover merchandise from the Flower and Garden Festival, since that was basically in the height of the pandemic and the park being closed. One thing I will note is that everything is 30% off. So you get 30% off, and if you're a pass holder, you get an additional 20%. So it's a good price on any of the merchandise for the Flower and Garden Festival. The next pavilion is the Germany booth. I'm going to point your attention to the chicken noodling. I hope I didn't butcher that name up too bad, but that is a very popular item. So is the bratwurst. I will say that we've had the chicken noodling many times. It's a great dish. Highly recommend it.
So Craig just told you about the Germany pavilion. This time we actually didn't order anything. We eat there every time we come down for food and wine, and I normally get the chicken noodle. Sorry if I mispronounced it, but it has noodles, it's cheesy, there's onions in it, ham. It's one of my favorites, and every time that we come down at this time of year I get that. I wanted to save some room so we can try some new things for you at some different pavilions, but I definitely would recommend that because I think it's very tasty, and every time that I've gotten it, it's been delicious.
So the next food booth after Germany is Spain. As you can see, Spain is not open today. I think it's the same way that the Alps booth is set up, where it's only if it's as needed, if the park's a little fuller. I've shown you multiple times today that the park here is really empty. So I don't think there's the demand for the food like there'll be on a normal day. When we were here before, it was a weekend and Spain was open. So I think it just depends on the crowd level on if the booth's open. So as you can see behind me, there's still hardly anybody here. We just passed the Spain booth, and now I'm headed over to the Italy booth. Not exactly sure what's on the menu here at Italy, but Italy is typically one of our favorite booth locations, so I'm pretty excited to check it out and see what they have to offer. So just past the Spain booth is the Italy booth, and this is what Italy has to offer. I know it's a little early, but I'm having a little bit of a craving for a cannoli, so I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Mel, do you see anything that you're interested in?
I'm not sure yet. I'm taking a look at it.
So I went with the cannoli because I wanted something a little sweeter. It's a little different than what I'm used to seeing in cannoli, as this one's actually covered in chocolate, but we'll give it a try. Wow, that is actually phenomenal. Tastes like a chocolate covered cookie. It's still light, very tasty, very tasty.
Sounds very crunchy when you eat it.
It is. The shell's really crunchy. It's light though for how thick as it is. It's still very light and very tasty. I would highly recommend this. So there's the cheese tortellini, which is known as La Classica. Mel's gonna give that one a try.
Okay, let's get some bacon on here. That's really good. It's really cheesy. I think there's some tomato in the sauce. The bacon's good. This is really delicious, and it looks like you get a lot of it. So I definitely think this is yummy, and I would want another bite.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the portion size for the amount. There is a good amount there.
And it's very filling already, just having 2 bites. So I definitely would recommend getting this one. It's very fresh, being early in the day.
Beautiful day here at the American Adventure. And the mariachi band playing behind us. Right next to the American Pavilion is Hops and Barley. Specialize in the lobster roll, seafood boil, and the carrot cake. I've heard great things about the carrot cake. I'm not much of a carrot cake fan, but after hearing all the good reviews, I feel like I'm gonna have to give that a try. I'm definitely gonna get the lobster roll here. Alright, so let's go get a lobster roll at least and give that a try. So we went with the lobster roll and the carrot cake. Had to give them both a try here. From years past, it looks like the portion size on the lobster roll has definitely been decreased. Still looks good. I'm sure it's going to taste delicious. I'll let you know after I eat it. Here I had the lobster roll, and the lobster roll is something they have on the menu every food and wine festival, and I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite thing that they have at the festival. It's on a buttery garlic roll, great lobster meat, and then it has this mayonnaise over top, but it's not like a typical mayonnaise. It's almost like a garlic mayonnaise. It's absolutely amazing. I don't even eat mayonnaise, but on that roll it works. Now it is a little pricier, and it's not a huge lobster roll, but if you like lobster and you want something savory and that'll even fill you up, I would recommend that. I get it every single time. I try to get it almost every time around.
I had the carrot cake and it was delicious. The cake was warm, it had cream cheese icing smothered all over top of it, and it was really tasty. I definitely enjoyed it, and I really don't like carrot cake, so I definitely recommend it to you.
Alright, after the American Adventure and Hops and Barley Station, we have Japan. I think we're going to try the teriyaki chicken bun here. And here is the actual booth here for Japan. Once again, the theming of these different kiosks are just incredible.
So this is the teriyaki bun from Japan, and I've had this in previous years for the Food and Wine Festival, and it's always been good. I wanted to show you what it looked like inside, and let's take a bite. The seasoning in here is so good. It's such a good teriyaki flavor. There's big chunks of meat in there. The bun is soft. If I had to pick versus China, I would pick this one just because I like the teriyaki flavor. Although the other bao bun was tasty, this is definitely my favorite, and I make sure that I get this every time that I come down to the Food and Wine Festival.
Directly up from the Japan booth is the Moroccan booth. And here's their offerings. Feeling a little full yet, so I think we're going to skip this particular booth and try to save some room for some others as we work our way around the world. So for reference here, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which is typically one of the high points of the day. But as you can tell behind me and everywhere we've been, the crowds are still light. We kind of came to the conclusion that a good time to visit the festival would be during the weekday as opposed to the weekend. Seems like a lot of the pass holders are getting in more on the weekend than they are during the week. So if you want to be able to come around and not really have anybody around and kind of walk up to any booth, try any bit of food that you would like, I would say you want to definitely come during the weekday. We've been in the park now for just about 2 hours, and we're halfway around the world. We've tried a lot of different food. We've got on some rides. It's been a great experience so far. Everyone's keeping socially distanced. There's not been really any trouble with the masks that I've seen. So it's been really a great atmosphere here at Epcot. We stumbled upon another cavalcade. All of the princesses. Alright, so located between Morocco and France is the Brazil food booth. And that's what Brazil has to offer. And I will say, I am a huge fan of the setup of this booth. I just think it looks great the way it's tucked back in there. And I'll give them credit, they have plenty of seating back there. Now we're not going to try anything from Brazil, but I will make note that I've heard a lot of people that have gotten the cheese bread and they've been huge fans of the cheese bread. It's just not something that we're really into trying right now. But if you like cheese bread, or if you're a big fan of Brazil, it's a great looking kiosk, definitely a lot of places to see. So yeah, I would recommend stopping in here. Next up is actually going to be the France booth, but I just wanted to show you this pavilion. It looks great right now. They still have it's like a Chef Remy topiary up there from the Flower and Garden. And just beyond the topiary is going to be where the ride is for Ratatouille. Construction's still going on behind those walls, but they at least have a sign up there now indicating that that's where the Ratatouille ride is going to be. So next one up here is the France. Actually, as I was walking up, I think I saw someone had the brioche cake. It looked really good. Not something that I would normally try, but it looked really good on his plate. That might have to be an evening snack. And then there's the actual kiosk itself. So new for the 2020 Food and Wine Festival, they have the Taste of Epcot, which is located at the World Showplace. Now this is actually a special events building that's located between the UK and Canada pavilions. So what they have in here is they have multiple different areas that kind of feature festival favorites. So you have the actual booth called Festival Favorites. They have desserts and champagne. They have the Appleseed Orchard, and then they have the mac and cheese. And then each one has its own special item. So here's what's offered at the Festival Favorites stand. So the whole premise behind this particular stand is they're taking items that were offered at the Food and Wine Festival throughout the years and that the guests say are favorites of theirs. And here are the offerings at the desserts and champagne station. Ooh, liquid nitro cake pops. Those sound amazing. The question becomes, do you go with Twix or do you go with M&Ms? Ooh, a frozen s'more drink. I bet that's tasty. And here's the Appleseed Orchard. Now let me draw your attention to the frozen apple pie. I've heard some great things about that, so we may have to give that one a try. And here are the offerings at the mac and cheese booth. So they have a gourmet mac and cheese, buffalo chicken mac and cheese, and a lobster macaroni and cheese. And then of course, just normal macaroni and cheese. So we actually decided to go with the frozen apple pie and the M&M cake pop. Hoping both of these are as good as what they look. So we're going to try the frozen apple pie first. That is really good. It tastes just like an apple pie. It's very refreshing, very light. The crumble on top is amazing. I would highly recommend this one.
All right, so I'm going to give it a go. You're right, that's really refreshing. I'm actually not someone who eats apple pie, so I was a little nervous about this one. But it is really good, and I think I actually would eat this again.
So here's the process of making the liquid nitro cake pop. So now it's time, the moment I've been waiting for. the liquid nitro cake pop. This is something that I've wanted ever since they announced the festival, so I can't wait to try it. I just hope it's as good as what the frozen apple pie was. So let's find out. Wow, that is delicious. I mean, that is really good. I will say, I hope that you're a chocolate fan, because as you can see, it's incredibly thick cake with that chocolate sauce on it and the M&Ms. It's very good, but it is very rich and very chocolatey, but that's right up my alley.
Okay, it's my turn to give this cake pop a try. You're right, you definitely have to be a chocolate lover. But the cake is so thick with chocolate, and the M&Ms are so crunchy on top. It's really good. Can we get another one?
Sure, absolutely. Let's try a Twix next time.
It's really good.
So we caved and we had to try the Twix cake pop as well. Once again, that one was also really good. However, in the battle of cake pops, I would have to give the edge to the M&M. Now there was a different individual dipping the cake pop into the liquid nitrogen, so I don't know if that had something to do with it, because this one, the M&M one, was a lot colder, more dense than what the Twix one was. They were both good, but my edge would definitely go to the M&M cake pop. So that about wraps up the day today at the 2020 Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. Now I know we didn't try everything, so we're going to try to get over here again and try to hit up the booths between France and Canada and some of the miscellaneous ones. But we tried to show you the crowd levels today, as well as try some different foods that we normally don't try. So hopefully you enjoyed that. As far as the food's concerned, Mel, what was your favorite thing?
Well, I enjoyed the teriyaki bun at Japan. I do get it every time, and I knew I would enjoy it, so I had to get that one just in case. But I also like the tortellini. I've never had that one in Italy. It may be new this year, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was tasty.
And I personally really enjoyed the cannoli. I thought that was a great sweet treat. The only item that I would give a hard pass to would have been the shrimp skewer over at Africa. It was just too spicy for my liking. But overall, I thought the food was great. The weather was hot, but great. And we had a wonderful time, and we can't wait to get back here to show you more. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And if you like, please subscribe. That helps our channel. Till next time, when we show you why we're loving this world. Bye-bye, everyone.